You can see just when Naga said, "Let's have a look back," and you said, "Yes, let's," or whatever you said. Next thing you did was, "Oh, should I really?" Look the other way.
I thought I'll look away.
Was that because do you like reminiscing, or does that feel like a whole different
really
person?
Like reminiscing too much. I'm kind of grateful for the past, but I definitely don't want to be in it. But I think today it was more about just think, oh God, I don't want to see how much I've aged, you know.
That's a good thing. It's with experience. Do you know, one of the things when I was, I've been reading about you is that what I like, Come On Eileen, right? Let's just talk about this now because it's at the end of every party night still, you know, years on. The band has always said there's no point trying to better it or follow it up because it was so good. It is iconic, and that's not a word to be used lightly. It's just something to be embraced, isn't it? The success of that song.
Yeah,
longevity.
definitely. Like I said, I'm grateful for it. But having said that, I wouldn't want to try and repeat it or do. You know, we've done every album we've made. You know, we've tried to make it completely different from the last one, and we just instinctively react against whatever we've just done. You know, so. I mean,
so you deliberately. So with this new album, so you would deliberately go anti the last one, almost to just try to be so different, challenge yourself.
Not even consciously, it just seems to happen. But with this album, I think the fact that we'd taken a break for about 6 years, you know, that made a big difference. So I was just in a completely different place. And I felt I had something to write about, and I had quite a lot of experiences that led me to this album.
This album's got a story across it. And I know, you know, everyone's got a favourite album and they hear it and you know that sometimes you have to, it feels like you have to listen to one song after another. This one, but that's just a feeling. This one actually has a narrative around it.
Exactly. It starts off, the first song, I'm Gonna Get Free, starts off with a guy who's kind of pretending to be a tough guy. Pretty
going on there.
Yeah. It is.
What's been happening?
Well, like I say, I was kind of disillusioned 2016, 2017. Then I went over to Thailand and I started doing these courses, like bodywork courses and all of that. And I sort of resisted a lot of the ideas, but the more that I got into the body and just went with it, I kind of realised. And first of all, they were referring to women as goddesses, and I was thinking, she's not a goddess. And then as I carried on doing it, I thought, well, actually, she is. So, yeah, I just had a complete reappraisal.
So you kind of had Western ideals applied to women, because when you said, you know, he reassessed his relationship or his attitude to women, that was that, and which is so reflective of our time now. Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
I mean, as Nate says, it's a very now conversation, this whole idea of toxic masculinity and all those issues. They're in and around what you're talking about.
They're totally what I'm talking about. Talking about me, first of all, pretending to be this tough guy, this man, and got to be this way, and otherwise, you know, it's going to go wrong with the girlfriend, and all that kind of rubbish that I kind of, you know, grew up with. Really? I'm not saying it was family or whatever, it was just what I picked up, you know?
Yeah, and what about in your own family now? Because you've got children and grandchildren as well, haven't you?
Yeah, I got a daughter and I got grandchildren, yeah.
And so how does all the changes and all the things that have happened in your life, what do you see in them that's different to the time maybe when you grew up? Because you start to reflect on things, don't you? You do. You
do, and actually my daughter AJ, bless her, she messaged me about 2 days ago after hearing the album in tears. From the song The Feminine Divine, and she just said it's so great that a man is saying that. And she said she's really proud that her father is saying it. So it was lovely. And
she'd obviously seen your own journey,
I guess so, yeah.
And seen you evolve or or change attitudes.
Yeah.
How does the rest of the band react to? Because it's not just it's a story that you say is not 100% you, but there are strong elements of it.
There definitely are.
And they've got to buy into this as well and sell it and feel it too and commit to it.
It's really weird. I didn't really speak to them about it. I remember when I was sort of doing vocals around at Mike's place and I had the lyrics there and I was and he was like starting to record and I was like, well, I was just humming for the first bit because I didn't know what he's going to say. And then I just sort of did it and I didn't really say a lot. And I said, it's a little bit out there. And he went, it's not that out there. And then I read an interview that he did about the album this week, and he just said, I'm really glad Kevin's being so open. So it was great.
Do you think sometimes, because for those people that don't know, you had an album out a long time ago now in which you were wearing a dress on the album cover.
Yeah.
And a lot of stuff kicked off around that, didn't it?
Yeah.
And people didn't understand or they were quite hostile.
Definitely.
Times have changed a lot now, haven't they?
They've really changed.
You think of people like, I don't know, Harry Styles or someone like that, where it's a completely different landscape.
Yeah, it's changed for the better in that way, I think.
Yeah.
It's like individuality is celebrated,
Yeah.
which it always should have been.
Yeah, yeah, no, it's definitely, it's a different world now. And that album was reappraised, fortunately, so,
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm liking the outfit today, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
Obviously, yeah,
Very
with
good.
like the beret and
Thank you.
the scarf. I feel a bit underdressed.
You are.
I want
You
to
are.
be cheats.
It's all good. Thank you so much for coming in and talking
My
to us,
pleasure.
Kevin.
Thanks for
Good
having me.
luck
Thank
with
you.
it.
Thank you.
It's called The Feminine Divine. It's out on the 28th of July.
And it's always